What's up, my financially intentional people? Happy Tuesday for you guys listening when the show airs. But I wanted to come to you to talk to you about what most people always ask me about, especially if they're starting a new job, if they think they're coming into money, or they just think that they're not in a good position to manage their finances. Most people are like, where can I find a good financial advisor? And chances are 99% of the time, you don't need a financial advisor to really make a big impact on your wealth building journey. You can do a lot of this stuff independently. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can do today that are really going to impact your finances substantially without having to use a financial advisor. And these are things that you can implement right away. Really easy. First things first. A lot of my audience is older, 30s, 40s. And so even if you're in your 20s, you probably work somewhere where you've had a 401k or some kind of retirement account, but you don't necessarily know how much is in there. But every time you leave a job, you need to take your retirement funds with you. And no, you need to do what's called a rollover in. You don't roll those things over into your new job. What you need to do is roll them over into your own IRA. So you're going to go to a discount brokerage like a Fidelity or Vanguard. I really like Fidelity nowadays for a number of reasons, but go to a Fidelity, you go and you open a traditional IRA if you've had traditional 401k or 403b, and you roll those things over. Now it sounds overwhelming, right? However, there is a free service that does this for you, and it's called Capitalize. And I will leave the links in the show notes to Capitalize. But let me just break down what Capitalize does. Capitalize is a free concierge platform that finds and transfers your old retirement accounts to your individual retirement account of your choice. Okay. They make sure your money moves the best place for you. They manage the entire rollover process from start to finish to help you track and adjust your retirement plan for life. So it's a no stress, no hassle way to combine and track your retirement accounts into your own IRA so you can maximize your savings. So it lets you trade the annoying paperwork and headaches for a simple online process with your own rollover concierge. And again, this is all free. They even help you compare IRAs to find the best place for your money. So like I was saying earlier, to open your own IRA, you can just go through Capitalize and they will do that for you. I know it's usually a hassle, but let me just break down some statistics that you're probably leaving so much money on the table if you have money in an old 401k. So the number of forgotten or left behind 401ks has increased to 29 million by over 20% since 2021. And it's driven because in this last couple of years, people have been switching jobs and there's been layoffs. So people have been leaving their 401ks behind. And sometimes a lot of these accounts are mismanaged, but they are a large drag on our collective savings. Leaving behind a 401k can potentially cost an individual, say you only had $55,000 in a forgotten 401k, that over time causes you to lose $700,000 in foregone retirement savings over 30 years. Okay. So 2 in 3 Americans don't know what they're paying in 401k fees. So if you're leaving your 401k at another job, chances are, because you are not a current employee at that place, they are charging you fees. Okay. And of those people that actually know how much fees, like they're getting charged a half a point on their assets. Okay. And if you actually took those funds out, you can retire 4 years earlier just by reducing those fees. So it's crazy. Okay. So highly recommend today if you have retirement accounts anywhere, I don't care if it was a summer job, when you are internship, when you're in college or something, you had some benefits. Make sure you take that money with you. It all needs to sit collectively in one account, your own IRA. The process is called a rollover IRA, even though it goes under one account. So I highly recommend you do that. The link to Capitalize will be in the show notes. Okay, that's number one. Get the process to start rolling over your 401k, 403b today, and use Capitalize to do it. You can get that process started as soon as you finish listening to this podcast. Links are in the show notes. Okay. Next thing that we need to do to maximize our finances are figure out where our 401ks and 403bs are held. If we're currently working somewhere, who is the administrator of your 401k or your 403b? For example, at one of my jobs, Fidelity manages it. I've had Vanguard manage it. At another place, I have an account with Valak. So find out who administers your 401k. Then the next thing I want you to do is get the number or get a contact number where you can call in there and ask questions. Like when I first started figuring out how to invest, I used to call these numbers, and I like to do it for fun. I used to call customer support at Fidelity and Vanguard and just ask questions. And they won't give you investment advice, but they have so much knowledge and they are so nice to help you. But what I want you specifically to ask is, in your particular retirement account, do you have access to low cost index funds? Now, I'm a believer in hella simple investing. And I index fund and forget it. So a lot of times we don't know, even if our money is invested in these accounts. So the money comes out of your check every month. It goes into the retirement accounts. Some of it just sits in a glorified bank account, and it's a glorified savings account, and it's not even invested. So number one, you need to ask, is my money being invested? And then the second question you need to ask is, what is it being invested in? And they can break down and show you what is being invested in. And if there's, say, something like a low cost index fund in there, that's great. The next thing you can ask is, do I have access to a low cost index fund? And most 401ks now require that you have access to at least one low cost index fund. And then if they say, yeah, you say, great. Can we move the majority of my money into there? And I usually do a 90-10 split, or 100% into low cost index funds, and then 10% into a bond fund. But again, this is not investment advice. This is what I do. But you can ask them if they have a low cost index fund, and then help you move your money that's in your account over to those, into a low cost index fund. And then in the future going forward, continue to invest in that. So that in itself can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, especially if your money is in a retirement account and it's not being invested. And you would be surprised how many people's retirement accounts is set up where the money is taken out of your check and then it goes into this account, which is meant to be a holding account just until those funds are invested. But oftentimes people don't pick their investments, and so the money just sits there. I had a coworker that had hundreds of thousands of dollars in this account, and she had been working for this hospital for years, and she never knew that she was supposed to invest it. So believe me, it happens. So that is the second thing that you need to do right now without a financial advisor, that you can do on your own to maximize your wealth building. So you're going to call and figure out who administers your 401k, 403b, ask them what your money is invested in, ask them if they have a low cost index fund option, and then make sure that going forward, you are heavily invested in that. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3, if you have student loans, you have to take action before April 30th. So this is something that you can do totally on your own. You do not need to have investment advisor to do this for you. Okay. So millions of borrowers who have student loans could see their student loan balance wiped away completely. Okay. There is an income-driven repayment waiver that is a one-time account adjustment that was implemented by the Biden administration, and it's a really big deal. Anytime you spent in repayment, so any of the time you spent in repayment or forbearance or deferment can now be counted towards a 10-year public service loan forgiveness or 20 to 25-year IDR forgiveness plan. In order to qualify, you need to consolidate your loans by April 30th. So this is super time sensitive. You can do this on your own, but if you want to work with somebody, I highly 100% recommend Student Loan Planner. Okay. You can discuss your situation with professional certified financial planner through Student Loan Planner. If you want to go that route, you don't need a financial advisor. You don't need a financial planner to do this, but if you do, this is a one-time fee for Student Loan Planner, and I'm going to put a link in the show notes where you can get 100% off on one consultation to work with Student Loan Planner to consolidate your loan so you can qualify for this forgiveness by April 30th. Again, you can do this on your own, but if you want to work with a financial planner, that is available to you. So I did want to offer you that option, but all of this stuff you can do without a financial planner. So number 3 is make sure you consolidate your student loans by April 30th, and this can totally wipe out your student loan planner. So let me run through those things again. Number 1, roll over all your past 401ks or 403bs. Number 2, figure out who is the administrator of your current 401k or 403b and make sure most of your money is invested in a low-cost index fund. Number 3, make sure you are taking advantage of this income-driven repayment one-time adjustment that is put out by the Biden administration that is going to expire by April 30th. And if you need help doing that, then you can reach out to a certified financial advisor. But all this stuff you can do on your own, okay? So everybody always asks me, where do I get started? How do I find a financial planner? If you do these things, okay, you will be 90% ahead of your peers as far as wealth building. So take action today. These are things that you can do in less than an hour combined. So I implore you to do this as soon as possible. And if you have any questions, slide in my DMs. I'm always happy to answer your questions, but I wish you all the best. And again, you can get started on your wealth building journey today on your own. You can do it. It's not hard. Okay. All right. Best wishes, you guys.